Namaste and welcome. So let's make sure we have what we need for our practice today. Or as always, have literally everything you have on your sofa or bed. Cushions, a couple of cushions, maybe a couple of folded blankets, a large pillow or a bolster, and maybe some blocks or anything that in your cushions will do the same job. If you have a large pillow, then you can place your cushions underneath or your folded blankets. When we create an angle with our large pillow or bolster, we'll do a reclined butterfly. So we just want to angle a large pillow. And then blankets obviously pad ourselves and mats so that we're cushioning our connection with the earth. Our practice today of rest and reset yin is going to be continuing and honoring the new moon in Taurus. So we're going to focus in on self-care. And we'll be working with the element of earth. And in particular, the meridians that we will be working with are spleen and the stomach meridians. So we're going to be drawing in on the new moon in Taurus and the earth elemental energies that are connected to that nature aspect of the moon. And we'll then be activating our spleen and stomach meridians as part of this yin sequence. Let's start in our comfortable Sukhasana easy seat. I'm sitting on my cushion here. So place your cushion underneath your folded blanket, will do the same thing. Let's bring the thumb and the ring finger together for the Prithvi element, the earth element. And palms face down on the knees. Lengthen through your spine. Ground down through your sit bones that are connected with the earth, either directly in connection with the earth or via your cushion or seat. And then lift your spine from the root. We're really focusing on our grounding energies today. Coming back to center. This is essential in self-care. To retreat and return back home to your center. To ground with earth, either in your home or in nature. Closing your eyes or gazing down towards the earth. Soften your shoulders here. Soften your jaw, your cheeks, your brow, the crown. And allow this sensation of softness to ripple down from the crown to the neck and shoulders, to the arms, the rib cage, the elbows, the wrists, the fingers, into your hips and pelvis, softening, legs, knees, ankles, almost as if you are melting here into the earth. So foster this sensation of softness through your body. And feel the connection between the softness of your body and the firmness of the earth below. And this point of meeting. And let's pause here with this sensation. This sensation of care for all of the aspects of the self, And this care is expressed through your softness, your tenderness with your body in this moment. It is in these quiet moments of rest that healing begins to take place, that restoration takes place, that repair takes place. We'll continue with our mantra of Aham Prema. I am love. Aham Prema. Aham, I am. Prema, love. Notice how your breath flows smoothly and easily with greater softness, flow, ease of flow. When your body is relaxed, your breath has more space. Your mind begins to focus in on the softness on the body, the softness of the breath. Coming into this stillness, this pause here. Invite a gentle smile to your face. A slight lifting of the corners of your mouth. Invite that sense of twinkle to the eyes. Aham Prema. Aham Prema. Aham Prema. I invite you to softly chant this 3 times in a whisper. Three times silently, so only you can hear this Aham Prema silently to yourself 3 times. Inhaling. Let's bring our hands together in Anjali, this soft bringing of the palm together. So there's a gentle space between the palms, but the fingers are connected here, the fingertips, the outer edges of your little fingers and palm, the outer edge of your thumb. Opening by chanting Om 3 times and invite softness to your Om today. Soft, gentle. Inhaling to prepare. Om. 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 Gently open your eyes. And this sensation of softness, of slowing down, of coming to stillness in the body, as you are supported by the firm foundation of the earth below you, grounding into the earth, nourishing and nurturing yourself. Let's come into our first asana. I'm going to move my blank cushion so I have a bit more space. Let's bring the soles of the feet together and start by gently squeezing and massaging your ankles, your feet. Press onto your big toe, the pad of that big toe, that place that's between the big toe and the second toe, which feels quite tender as you move up towards the gap between the big toe and the second toe. And then massage each toe individually. The arch of your foot back to the ankle. And then we're going to split the spleen 6. This is the point that's about 4 fingers from your ankle, above your ankle. And it's just on the inside of where the shin is. So if you trace your finger along the inside of your shin, and then you'll find a soft place. So if mine is here, you can see slightly more than 4 fingers. Mine is about 5 fingers. So, and you'll feel that softness there. Let's press the thumb pad and massage the area very gently. This is spleen 6. And the reason we're paying particular attention to our spleen is that the spleen energy is one of nurturing sympathy, of connecting with care, helping to balance giving and receiving. This area might feel tender. It might feel, so I'm thinking about how mine feels. It doesn't feel tender, but it kind of feels like quite hard, like there's a little marble in there, to be honest. So like there's a knot in there. So I'm going to give it a little bit more gentle manipulation with the thumb. And then when you're ready, we can release that. We'll come into a forward fold in our butterfly. You can fold without having anything to support you, or you can bring in your bolsters and your pillows or cushions here. You can place it across the tops of your feet. You can angle your pillow so it's at an angle, which means that when you fold forward, your eyebrow center comes to rest on your bolster or pillow. And the further away you push it, perhaps the lower, the more acute the angle, and the lower you come down towards the earth. Play around here. You can also create a little bridge, some large books, and then placing your pillow, creating a bridge. And then when you fall forward again, you can softly rest your eyebrow center. Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose with support. And today our practice, if we can find ways to bring restoration and a restorative quality, let's do that by using our props. And in your forward fold butterfly, soften again. Find the places of tension where you might have knots, where you might be containing and holding. We want to breathe into those areas. And by breathing and focusing our breath into that area, we can invite in softness, a sort of melting sensation. Bathe those areas of your body where you experience tension or stress or discomfort. Bathe those areas with love and care. Perhaps you visualize a color that signifies love and care to you. For me, that's the color of rose quartz. For you, it may be another color. Bathe the parts of your body as if you're wearing a blanket of this soft color. After a while, you may bring your scaffold or bridge a little bit lower so you can fold slightly more forward. Because as we move slowly through this practice of yin, we begin to soften the places at our joints, soften our tendons, our ligaments, and by that softening, we create more malleability, more space. It may be only fractional, may be significant. And when you find your mind wanders or gets distracted or gets busy with thoughts, focus on your mantra Aham Prema. And again, I offer always for you to chant or intone that in your own home language. I am love. I am bathed in love. I am bathed in love and care. I nourish and nurture every part of myself. I receive love. I give love. I welcome healing energies. I know that the earth supports me, centers me, grounds me. I am invited into the home of my body, the home of myself. 3 more breaths here in Baddha Konasana. And from here, we're going to move with care. So as you inhale, begin to unfurl your spine, 1 vertebra at a time to rise up. Gently remove any constructions you've created with helping hands. Bring your knees in together. And then let's hug forward. So wrap your arms around your shins. Rest your eyebrow center on your knees. Allow your abdomen to connect with your thighs. And then inhale to rise. Place your hands either side of your hips and release your knees over to the left, into center, and then over to the right. And windshield wiper them one way then the other, moving very slowly. No rush. And then when you're back to center, we're going to swing our legs around and kind of come into child's pose. So child's pose, again, I'm going to offer you a supported variation. So using your pillows, your bolster, your cushions, whatever you have available to yourself, folded blanket. And bring that bolster or pillow, take your knees slightly wider so that you've got space to bring that pillow or bolster a little bit close to you. And then rest your eyebrow center on your pillow. Allow your arms to reach forward. If that feels too uncomfortable, as if you can't breathe, because it might press your nose in or it's not comfortable for your nose, turn onto one ear. And then I'll remind you to turn onto the other ear. While you're here in child's pose, allow the weight of your body to be held by the earth, by your pillow, your bolster. Sink into this support. Rely on this support. Seek out this support. Part of self-care is knowing when to find support, when to take a break and have a rest, and what it is that you need to do that. Maybe it's a nap, yoga nidra, lying on the sofa under a blanket with a hot water bottle, cuddling your dogs. Maybe it means for you going for a walk. Lying on the grass and looking up at the sky. Nourishment and self-care will look very different for each of us. If you have your side of your head, your ear on your bolster, turn your head so that you have your opposite ear on the bolster. If you find that the insides of your ankles feel uncomfortable, you can always roll up a blanket. Place a blanket underneath your feet so that the insides of your ankles are resting on a blanket. Again, cushioning the parts of your body that need cushioning. Soften your shoulders, your upper arms, your elbows, lower arms, wrists, hands, fingers and thumb. And as you soften here on the earth, know that you are supported by the earth. Mother Earth is gathering you up here, is holding you up here. And you know, if you have blankets and eye pillows, you can always cover your head. Place an eye pillow on your neck can feel really comforting here. If you have sandbags or some heavy rice bags, you can always place them in a cushion cover and use them as sandbags and place them on your lower back. There's so many ways to bring comfort and ease to ourselves. And that sense of weight on our body can be really grounding. One more breath here in supported Balasana. Inhale, lift your gaze, walk your hands back towards your body. Take a moment here and slide your bolster or pillow just slightly forward so you have a bit more space. And let's turn onto our right sit bone so that our right hip comes up against our pillow or bolster. Now we're going to come into a rotation, and this is where you might want to think about how high or low you have your bolster. If it feels like that flat on the earth is too low, this is where you can stack some objects at the top end of your bolster. So it could be folded blankets, several cushions. I'm just gonna Use my cushions here, my folded blankets. So we don't need blocks, you know, you have other things at home. So right hip up against your bolster or pillow. Your legs are in a zigzag. Now, allow them to be soft. Lengthen through your spine. So come up onto your fingertips here and rise up with your crown so that you create height in your spine. Exhale, turn towards the pillow. So your heart rotates over your pillow or cushion. Your hands are on either side. As you exhale, walk your hands forward and bring your heart onto your bolster or pillow. And then you can come onto your forearms if they're resting on the earth here. Turn onto your right ear. We don't deepen our twist too much. And then soften here. This is where you can cover yourself up with blankets. If you have your eye pillow, you can place your eye pillow on your neck. You can place a soft chiffon type scarf over your head, so it reduces the light coming in. And soften here. So again, thinking about how you can, all the points of your body that can soften, that you can bathe with love and care. Remember, this new moon in Taurus is connected to the planet of Venus. And this planet of love that brings comforting, reassuring sensations. We'll be here for another minute or so. Again, let yourself melt into your bolster, your pillow. Allow the weight of your upper body to sink down towards the earth so that you are really grounding down into the earth, being connected with the earth. Receiving nurture and nourishment from the earth. One more full breath here. Then with helping hands, press into your hands and rise up slowly. Turn over towards the left. And as you do that, come onto your left foot. We're going to come directly into Baddha Konasana for reclined variation of butterfly. So check if that is high enough for you, or if you want to add a little bit more height, so you have less distance to travel back with you. If it feels as if sustaining Baddha Konasana here may not feel comfortable for your hips, you can always come into constructive rest where your feet are as wide as your mat and your knees are knocked together. See how you feel. As you exhale, hands on the earth, so you've got to support your foundation here, and then lower onto your bolster or pillow. Keep your chin tucked in until your head finds support, and then you can relax your chin, your shoulders, your heart space. Arms alongside your body, palms face up. Bring your thumb to touch your ring finger. If your legs are in Baddha Konasana with the soles of your feet together and knees are open wide, you can always place cushions underneath each of your knees so that your legs are supported here. I'll just show you with my Pushing here. I don't have it for my other side, but just anything will do here to support that. Your knees. Closing your eyes, covering your eyes with either your eye pillow or a sort of soft scarf, soft fabric. So you're bringing, reducing the amount of light coming into your eyes. Connect with the mantra, Aham Prema. Know that every moment you spend in self-care supports your sense of self-value, self-worth, self-confidence, because you are taking time for you. You're placing value on your own needs. And today we are really finding all the places to soften. And it often helps to travel with your awareness around your body so that you can check in with how different parts of your body are feeling, making any adjustments that you need, or bathing that part of your body with love, with care. Perhaps you visualize a color, perhaps you visualize sensation of melting warmth. We're going to move into our rotation to the left now. So with helping hands, bring your right knee over towards your left and turn onto your left side, and then help yourself to rise up so that you can really bring your left hip towards the bottom of your bolster or pillow. Again, just allow your legs to be relaxed in a sort of soft zigzag. Come high on your fingertips, lengthen. And then as you exhale, bring your heart to your bolster. Left ear on your, connecting with your support. Here you can, again, turn your arms, turn your palms up, palms turned up. And that will help your shoulders to soften. Trust the pillow or the bolster to support your weight here. Again, making sure you cover yourself if you want to bring some warmth. We'll be here for a few minutes, so take your time. Know that you're not moving anywhere for a while. Stay still. Pause. Breathe into this moment. Take your breath to the parts of your body that are calling out for care. So when we think about the spleen and the stomach is really for working through what we need to process, digesting it, keeping what is supportive, welcome, needed for the body and the self, and releasing and letting go of what that isn't necessary or needed or required. That's an act of self-care, an act of self-love, to let go of things that are troubling you, that are not supporting you in your need for rest, in your coming home to yourself, centering back into yourself. Anything that destabilizes you, decenters you, makes you feel rootless or groundless. Breathe that out. Because a radical act of self-love means letting go of those things, even if it's momentarily, even if it's in this moment. Breathe it out. Here in this rotation, we are really working on the stomach meridian and the stomach organ itself. We're here for 1 more minute. Aham Prema. Aham Prema. With your next breath, press into your hands for support to lift yourself up. Walking your hands back towards your body. And so let's sort of turn back to center. Extend your legs long here for a moment. And flex your toes. Sit up tall just for a moment too. We've had our knees bent for some time, so this will just help to allow the energy to flow. We're going to move into Sphinx pose. So we've got our sort of stack of things that we need. I'm going to remove my bolster because I don't want anything too high, but I want to be able to support myself on something. So I'm going to turn onto my knees and make sure that I have something that is lining the area where my hips are going to be resting so that it feels comfortable and padded. I want to rest my forearms. So I might have a folded blanket here as well, or cushions, or your pillow will do the trick as well. So as I come down onto my abdomen, make sure that my hips and pelvis are on my cushioned part of my mat. I have my forearms on my blanket. So your options for your hands today is I'm going to invite you to bring your hands together so that fingers are interlaced. Because I want to be quite soft here today, so we're not going to be pressing into our forearms and lifting our crown. It's going to softly be hanging out here. This also means you've got the option of taking your knees, taking your elbows out a little bit wider, and then that gives you more space in your lower back. So find the angle of your elbows that suits you in terms of your needs of your lower back. That gives care for your lower back. So the stomach meridian runs down the front of the legs. The spleen runs down the inside of the legs. Runs up. As an option, you can always bend into your knees and so you lift your toes up. This will intensify the sensation in your lower back, which may not be what your body needs today. So then lower your feet back to the earth. You can also come into Makrasana, where you rest your eyebrows center on the backs of your hands. Your elbows are really wide here. And you might find lifting your feet in Makrasana more sustainable. So your knees are bent, your feet can be in the air. Here your ankles and your feet are soft, so you're not flexing them, just sort of, if you're going to be swinging your legs from left to right, that's the softness you want to invite in your feet. If you're just lounging in a park, on the grass, or on your carpet at home, so we'll be in different places here with our Sphinx. We'll either be in Sphinx, also known as Salamba Bhujangasana, or we'll be in Makrasana. Feet will be on the earth or lifted. We're not here for long in our Sphinx variations. One more breath here. And let's release our feet to the earth. If you're not in Makrasana, let's come into Makrasana. Take your elbows wide. Rest your eyebrows center on the backs of your hands, or you bring your right ear towards the blanket. Bend into your left knee so that you create the letter H with your legs. The right leg is extended long on your mat. The left knee is bent out to the side so that you create what looks like a letter H. And here you can have your right ear on your cushion, your folded blanket. I have my right ear on my blanket and the right side of my temple resting on the backs of my hands. So this feels very comforting. This is a variation of frog, Bakasana, Ardha Bakasana. Now, if you had a sandbag or something that's kind of weighted, you could put it on your sort of right leg, right thigh. You could always place it on your lower back, perhaps between your shoulder blades. If you do want to experiment, you can come up onto your forearms into a variation of Sphinx with your upper body. But again, be aware that this will strengthen the sensations you're experiencing in your lower back. And that may not be part of what you need for your self-care today. We'll have 6 more breaths here. On each breath, you can silently connect with your mantra, Aham Prema, and have a variation of that connects you with healing, restorative, nurturing energy. If you're on your forearms, lower again and release your left leg long. Turn onto your left ear here. Take a moment and then bend into your right knee. Take your right knee out so it's parallel to your right hip. And create the letter H with your legs here to the right side. So the right knee is bent in the H shape. Left leg extended. Variation of Bakasana. Soften here. See if you're holding tension anywhere. For a moment, I realized I was holding tension in my hips and pelvis. So I'm softening and releasing, allowing the weight of my hips and pelvis to connect with the blanket and the earth below. Perhaps you feel like you have tension in your shoulders here with your left ear or left temple on the backs of your hands. Maybe see what it feels like to release your arms alongside your body, palms face up. See what it feels like if you extend your arms overhead, wider than your mat. For the last minute or so, you may wish to come up into Sphinx arms with your hands interlaced, if you choose to. One more breath in. Release that right leg long. We're going to roll directly onto our back. So move slowly here. Bend into your knees as you do. Now, I want us to come into half happy baby. If you have a blanket underneath you, fold it up so you get a little bit of a lift in the hips and pelvis. You may even choose to place a pillow or some cushions there. And I might place 2 blankets there. That's underneath my hips and pelvis. My knees are bent, my feet are flat on the earth. So I'm going to move into happy baby, half happy baby, Ardha, Ananda, Balasana. Let's hug it in the right knee. And then take your hand or arm on the inside of your right knee and take hold of the outside edge of your right foot. You can also bring your hand to the back of your right thigh so that the arm is wrapping around the outside of your thigh, or you can take it around the outside to your foot as well. Just any way. What we're focusing on is experiencing the hip. So the right arm can be on the inside, holding that right foot. On the outside, can be hugging at the back of the right thigh. That left knee is bent, the left foot is flat on the earth. So your variation of half happy baby. Keep your left hand on your left hip flexors, where the the pointy bit of your hips are, those sort of headlights of your hips. That left leg can stay bent, or you can extend that left leg and see how that feels. That feels too much. Can we bend into that left knee again? We'll have 3 more breaths here. That left leg extended. Bend into that knee and release your right foot and reach up with your legs up towards the sky with your right leg. Take a moment and then let's invite in the left leg to reach up. So our feet are up in the air. So this is Viparita Karani, legs up in the air. So you have your folded blankets or your cushion or pillow underneath your sort of sacrum, your hips, pelvis. The heaviest part is resting on your blanket or support. Your feet are relaxed and soft here. Maybe have a soft bend in your knees. Arms alongside your body, thumb and ring finger connected. This should feel effortless. If it feels like you're making a big effort, maybe adjust the angle of your legs. Perhaps they need to go more upright so that the weight, the gravity shifts in your hips and pelvis. Perhaps they need to come a little bit more, legs a little bit more overhead. Just a slight angle. Let's see what feels good for you here. Closing your eyes. Again, let's take our awareness to the places where we might be holding tension or stress or discomfort. Breathe in softness to those areas. Bathe those areas with love and care. Soften the brow, the cheeks, the jaw, the collarbones, the shoulders, sternum and rib cage, upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, hands and fingers and thumbs, hips and pelvis, thighs, knees, lower legs, shin, the calves, the ankles, the feet, the toes. And as you soften, you begin to feel a little weightier. The earth is holding you, supporting you. You are grounding into the earth here with softness. We're going to move into Happy Baby at the Ananda Balasana. So hugging your knees in towards you, just hug them in. Wrap your hands around your shins for a moment. And bring the right foot to the earth with your knee bent. Lift the left foot so it's parallel to the sky. The knee is bent, the left leg, and that knee is heading towards the armpit of your left armpit. Take your hand either on the outside of your leg to the outside edge of your foot. You can bring the left hand onto your left thigh. You can take your hand on the inside of your leg and then take that hand to the outside of the foot. Right hand on your top of your right leg where it meets your hips and pelvis. Again, you have the option of what you do with this right leg. You can reach it long. Another minute here in half Happy Baby. Aham Prema. I am love. I care for myself. I nourish, comfort, nurture myself. I create time for rest, restoration, repair. I receive and give love and care. I invite and welcome healing. One more breath here. If your right leg is extended, bend into your knee and place the foot on the earth. Release the left foot, hug both knees in towards your heart by wrapping your hands around your shins. And now just lift your sit bones and slide your pillows or folded blankets underneath and away from your sit bones so that they come to underneath your knees. You can place a bolster or pillows and create a little bit of height underneath your knees if you wish. Coming into your Shavasana, cover yourself with a blanket here. Layer up if you need. Cover your eyes with an eye pillow or soft scarf. Soften through the whole body. Let's start with the crown, the brow, the cheeks, the jaw, the shoulders, collarbone, sternum, rib cage, abdomen, arms, elbows, wrists, hands, fingers, hips, pelvis, legs, knees, ankles, feet, toes, your whole body softening with love, bathed with care, nourishing, nurturing. Welcome home to yourself. Welcome home to yourself. Welcome home to yourself. I invite you to stay here in Shavasana for at least 5 minutes. And then when you're ready in your own time, rising slowly and closing your practice by chanting Aham Prema 3 times and then Om Shanti. Aham Prema. Aham Prema. Aham Prema. Om Shanti. Shanti. Shanti.